a look at it. G'day, mate. LJ Tirana. Only 3 owners in its whole life. Aeroplanes. G'day, mate. The VL. I freaking love this car. Still needs a lot of work. But hey, she's mine. Has been for 15 odd years. You can see I've taken the dash off. Which is over here. All cleaned up. Look at it. There's a lot of time, money, blood, sweat and tears in this car. It's not a Calais, it's a VL Berliner. Dash. Has the Calais front. I did not do that. That was on the car when I bought it. Genuine factory V8. No longer factory spec. At one point in its life it was on gas. It was not on gas when I bought it. This car was extremely butchered. I've done a lot of restoration work on this car over the last 15 years. There's a lot more to come. Built for drag racing. This engine, there's $25,000+ sitting there. Transmission's the same, not the same amount. It's about $5,500 in the trans. The diff has actually got still a 3.08 ratio, but it has a mini spool in it because I used to drag race this car, and that really needs to get changed. That is a pain to turn. It is not fun, but she's a beast and I freaking love it. I freaking love it. We did do a cheap repaint on it for the wedding, and unfortunately there's been a few bits that haven't come out that well. See, some of the paint's chipped here on the rear door. That's going to need some fixing up, unfortunately. The weather strips, I mean, there's so much more to go into this car, so much more work. These wheels are actually off one of my old cars, and you won't see it because it's night time. They're powder coated 17-inch, but there is every colour in here. But I also have a set of Calais wheels, 15-inch standard. Let's open the door. Right, so you can see I've had the top of the dash off. I just got the new speedo cable run because it now has a turbo 350 transmission as opposed to the old Trimatic that came out in this car when it was a 308. It's not a 308 anymore. It's automatic. Years ago there was some electrical work done to get the power windows working. This is a Berliner. It's not a Calais, it's a Berliner. It's original interior. I did rebuild the parcel shelf. She's all original. You'll see down here on the seat, that is not a cigarette burn. This is a common problem in the VLs. There is a spring here that lets go. Right there, that's the spring. And goes through the seat. You can see the same spring over here. It hasn't gone through yet. It sucks, but that's not a cigarette burn. This thing is original. Well, original butchered, should I say. There's been a lot of things that were done to this car that weren't good. Not the original steering wheel. This had a chrome and wood grain steering wheel on it when I got the car, which was all split and broken and rubbish. I actually still have it, but it's not on the car. This is a grey steering wheel as opposed to the cerulean blue interior that this car has. The ashtrays in the back are wrong. They're probably out of an SL, at a guess. They were in the car when I got it. Bit of damage on the rear door cards. Headlighting's original. The dome light cover and lamp is out, missing. Typical broken visors. Visor latches are broken. Fairly standard. Original console. Worse for wear, but it's original. I ain't changing it. Oh yeah, footrest, that's missing. Carpet's dangling down a little bit. Need to fix that back up. That's because I've been working, like I said, run a new speedo cable. We've got a ice ignition system in here. So the dash 7 system, which is currently up under here. I've got the RPM limit set on that to 5,000. This car can rev. This engine is built. It has a crank girdle, scat rods, crank, line board, honed, everything. It'll rev happily to 7.5. It's built to hold about 750 horsepower. Currently it flows 750 CFM, so it's a Holley double pumper 750 carburetor. The heads flow 750 CFM, the carby flows 750. Everything is built around the camshaft. It's the biggest camshaft I could put in the car without going to a solid cam. There's so much more info. There's so much more. So it's got tri-wire extractors. Usable, not the best, but had to be modified to get around to the transmission, because the turbo 350 is a lot wider. It has a deep race pan on it. Like I said, it is built. The transmission will hold 1500 horsepower. You can add a gear bender on it, which I have not done at this point. It's still a 3-speed. Yeah, like I said, stock diff ratios, that needs to change. Mini spool, that needs to change. There's a lot more that needs to change on the car. This is capable of being supercharged. I can't remember the exact specs on the camshaft, but I will get back to that information at some point. But yeah, she's got a lot of work in it. It was a genuine factory VL V8. That is not a HDT, it's not a Brocky. It was never an RB. It was a genuine 1987 built in Victoria factory VL V8, which they were never designed for anybody that knows the history on the VL. So a little bit of a rundown on my baby. I've had this car for 15 plus years. I don't even count the years because they don't matter. It's mine. It's a VL. It's not the only Holden I love, but it's mine. Right here, 1972 LJ Tirana 179 6-cylinder automatic. Only had 3 owners in its life. Needs a massive restoration, but she's the real deal. It's not the original paint. That is a baby blue. This car was actually a navy blue car. It's from factory because I sanded back some guards and found the original paint colour and codes. It's full of crap, but that's another whole different kettle of fish. Anyway, there's a bit of an update. Some useful information, maybe. I doubt it. Just my baby. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm out of here. That'll do for today. Ta-da, mate.